golden light of the sun danced upon the waves, Tuna and his grandfather, Arif, walked slowly along the shore. Tuna was a boy filled with questions. He wondered how everything, from the fluffy clouds above to the tiny grains of sand beneath his toes, worked so perfectly together. Arif noticed the sparkle of curiosity in his grandson's eyes and smiled. "You know, Tuna," he said softly, "everything around us is whispering a story." Suddenly, Tuna stopped. There, pressed into the smooth sand where the wind hadn't reached and the waves hadn't washed, was a single perfect letter. T. It looked as though someone had carefully drawn it with a finger. Tuna knelt down to look closer. "Grandpa, look! Someone wrote the first letter of my name," he cried excitedly. Arif knelt beside him and asked, "Tuna, do you think this letter appeared here by itself? Could the wind or the waves have made such a perfect T just by accident?" Tuna shook his head quickly. "No, Grandpa, that's impossible. Someone had to come here and draw it on purpose. A shape like this doesn't just happen on its own." Arif nodded, his eyes twinkling. "You are right. If even a tiny letter needs a writer, do you think this vast sea, the giant sun above us, and the whole wide world could have appeared all by themselves?" As they continued their walk, they passed a place where a new house was being built. Stacks of red bricks were piled high. Arif stopped and said, "Imagine, Tuna, if we woke up one morning and these bricks had jumped together to form a beautiful home all by themselves. Without an architect to plan it or a builder to place them, could a house ever exist?" Tuna laughed. "Of course not, Grandpa. Bricks can't just wake up and decide to become a house." When they returned home, they sat at the art table in Tuna's room. A clean white canvas stood on the easel next to a jar of colorful brushes. Arif pointed to a brush. "Think about this, Tuna. Could a brush dip itself into the paint and create a beautiful painting of a forest all on its own? Could it mix the colors and paint every leaf and bird by accident?" Tuna picked up the brush. "No, Grandpa. A hand has to hold the brush and know exactly what it wants to paint." Arif took a small magnifying glass from his pocket and handed Tuna a green leaf from the garden. "Look inside this leaf, Tuna. It is made of thousands of tiny cells. Each one works like a little factory. They are too small to see with just your eyes, but they all work together in perfect harmony." Tuna looked through the glass and gasped. "So, the one who made this tiny cell is the same one who made the whole tree?" Arif continued, "Yes, Tuna. Everything is connected. From the smallest cell to the giant galaxies in space, the same great artist created them all. Even your fingerprint is special. It doesn't match anyone else's in the whole world. It is like a private signature the Creator left just for you. The one who made a single cell made all cells, and the one who made all cells made all of humanity." They stepped out into the garden, and a bright butterfly landed right on the tip of Tuna's nose. Tuna held his breath, standing perfectly still. "Grandpa," he whispered, "are the patterns on its wings a coincidence too?" Arif whispered back, "Never a coincidence, Tuna. The colors, the patterns, and the way it flies are all the work of a master artist. We are here to explore this world and find him behind every beautiful thing." When night fell, they looked out of the window at the dark sky. It was filled with stars that sparkled like diamonds. "Look, Tuna," Arif said, "those stars and galaxies have moved in their paths for billions of years without ever getting lost or bumping into each other. There is a magnificent system at work. We were created to discover this wonder and reach the Creator through our discovery." As Tuna tucked himself into bed, he felt very peaceful. He knew now that nothing in the world was left to chance. From the smallest leaf to the furthest star, everything was created with love and purpose. Arif tucked the blanket around him and whispered, "You are a very special part of this universe, Tuna." Tuna smiled and closed his eyes, knowing that everywhere he looked, he would see the traces of the great artist.